Hi, everyone. It's a little before 5:30. This is your closing comment for Thursday the 10th. It's video number 419. As I said yesterday, I was very disappointed. Excuse me. I was very disappointed in the market's action, especially the last half hour. But more than that, the internals continue to be soft, regardless of what the market was doing. And that clearly came home to roost this morning. Even though we had better than expected initial and continuing claims and decent PPI numbers, excuse me, we rallied up about 240, could not hold it. And then in the middle of the day, we turned down. We finished very close to the lows with the Dow down 406.89 for 1.4%. The NASDAQ down 221.97. That was the big loser, down 2%. The S&P made a nominal new high and then finished down 59.77 or 1.75%. The Russell down 1873 for 1.25%, and the best performer was the utilities. The transports down only 66 or 0.6%. Part of the impetus for the move down, I'm going to assume, was the failed Republican bill for relief, COVID relief. But, it's anybody's guess. And the fact of the matter is that the big names actually were not all that strong after last week's, big move down. And then this little rally that we had. Even at today's high, we were still no higher than the day before yesterday. Okay, after the close, we had earnings from Peloton, Chewy, and Oracle. All three of them beat nicely. The Peloton had made a new high during the day at 98.61, but turned back down and had closed at 87.75, down 342. However, the earnings took it right back up into that 96, 95 area. It has sold off a little. Right now, it's 94.17, which would be up 3 on the day and up almost 7 from the regular hours close. Oracle closed the day 57.33, up 38 cents. But it traded as high as 60.60, and last was 59.38, up 243 on the day, and right near the highs. Chewy beat top and bottom. It had closed at 59.69, down 180, and it actually continued lower. And the last I have on it is 58.90, down 260. Overnight, we had Restoration Hardware, or as they call it now, RH, having a Zoom-like move. Closed the day at 385.46, up 64.38 for a move of about 20%. And the two names that I mentioned this morning, Yield 10, that was the positive information on their new drug. And it was this morning, it was 8.13, up 383. It finished after trading a little higher. It finished at 7.04, up 265 or 61%. And Satuna, that's the one that had the negative phase 3 trial for their migraine. It had traded this morning it was trading down around 388, which was down 85%, $19. And it rallied a little and closed the day 548, down only 1786 or 76%. So not that much of an improvement. On the Dow, we were 29 down and McDonald's up. There were no gigantic losers. The biggest loser was UNH, down 49, Microsoft down 39. These are Dow points, not changes in price. AMGN down 33, Home Depot down 29, and Apple down 26. McDonald's was up a total of 9 Dow points, so really nothing there. On the commodities side, oil and the energies in general were weak. They actually had a run in the middle of the day all the way back to unchanged, but in fact, the oil closed down 37.30, down 75 cents. Gold had an interesting day, and it finished at 1964.30, up 490. It's a little lower right now. Bitcoin down $5. And the dollar, which I discussed this morning bright and early when it was down, and I said that it really didn't bother me that it was down here around the support, around 92.75, and lo and behold, it held there, turned up, and closed on the high of the day, or within pennies of the high of the day, 93.33 with a high of 93.45. So that was very impressive, and what it did was it pulled the 5-day up through the 20-day over the last 2.5 days. I still think that we're going to get a move at least to 94. We could get a move up to 96. Not very hopeful of that, but it clearly could happen. And I want to show you a chart that I wrote up pretty big in the weekly letter, and I just want to make sure that everyone sees how extreme some of these markets are. And what I'm talking about is lumber. Lumber came down from 859 and yesterday touched 583. That's a $276 decline, or 32% in about 10 trading days. As you can see here, you see these little ones that have a short range closing exactly on the low. Short range, on the low, on the low. These were down the limit days, and the limit got expanded here on Monday from 19 to 29, and was down 29, was down 29, was down 29, and then yesterday it actually opened at the low, down the limit. Buying took it up to 641, which was close to limit up, and then it came all the way back down in a sell-off and closed here near the bottom, down only 20. But it was the first day that there was actually any active trading. When these open down the limit, it's because there are literally no buyers at that price. So there aren't any transactions. It's just bid limit down, or offered limit down. Today, though, it opened up a little and rallied up and closed on the high, which was limit up. But it's still 859 down to 611, and that's pretty extreme. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you. It was an interesting day. We sold our long gold, not our spread. We still have the September 65.70 spread in Newmont, but with the market selling off, I decided to sell those. We're keeping the spread. We sold the October 70 calls. We got $2.50 for them. They cost $1.65, so it was a nice little profit. And I think they closed around 205, I will absolutely buy those back on any weakness. And we did, in fact, go into the QQQ, NASDAQ 100. I don't have it here, but the regular NASDAQ had rallied up into this same area where we just came down, right under the 5-day, right under the 20-day. The 5 went down through, so that should be moderately bearish. And we couldn't really make much of a move here, and we closed not exactly on the low, but we closed pretty darn close to it. We put on a spread at $1.37 that closed about 220. This is a similar move to what we did last week. It was a directional bet, but using the spread to lower the price of entry and therefore the risk. And my guess is if we get a continuation of today's move, we'll probably get about certainly 2.5, maybe 3.25 there. I probably won't take it in for the weekend. All right, everyone, don't forget to subscribe. You'll get all of this great information during the day when I, put out something on a specific trade. And those trades are also posted in our Discord room. So that would really be the place to go. Have a good evening. I'll be back in the morning. Oh, and football opens tonight.